Before Jason,
Before Freddy,
before Casper,
there was the Bell Witch, one of America's first popular monster stories.
in 1804, John Bell and his family moved to a farm in Adams, Tennessee and started buying up lots of land, including some from their neighbor Kate Batts. Batts felt cheated by the deal, but soon falls ill. On her deathbed, she swears to haunt John Bell to the death from beyond the grave.
Legend has it, in 1817, things start getting weird in the Bell family house. It begins with noises within the walls, escalating into people being pinched and slapped relentlessly, objects being thrown, and animals being spooked.
Soon the word gets out and the house becomes a haunted tourist destination, with people coming from far and wide to visit the property and the foul-mouthed ghost. It's not long before the story reaches a hot-headed general in Nashville, whom the three oldest bellboys had served under, named Andrew Jackson. The future president had made a name for himself in the War of 1812 as a rowdy man of the people.
In 1819, he assembles a posse of men to go after the Bell Witch, including a self-proclaimed witch slayer who doesn't have a name, so let's call him Phil. Jackson loads up a wagon and heads to Adams, Tennessee. Why? Well, mostly for fun.
A few miles before they reach the Bell farm, the wagon freezes in place on a clear road. The horses pull as hard as they can, but it's like the wagon is glued to the road.
Jackson raises his hands and says, "By the Eternal, boys! It's the witch!"
From the bushes comes a shrill, metallic voice.
All right, General. Let the wagon move on. I'll see you again tonight.
The wagon starts to move again, but the men can find no trace of anyone in the area, so they just press on.
Jackson arrives at the Bell house at nightfall. As the family settles in for the night, the men gather around the fire, waiting.
After several uneventful hours, Phil, the witch slayer, springs to his feet and lifts up his pistol and explains he's been packing silver bullets, and the witch must be afraid.
Well, then she should show her braggart's colors.
Immediately, the witch screams out.
Here I am, General, as promised, and ready for business.
An invisible force starts beating Phil brutally. He tries to fire his pistol, but it won't work.
I'll make it easy. Go ahead and shoot, for Christ's sakes.
But no one can see anything, and Phil can't fire his gun.
My turn.
She slams Phil against the wall and drags him across the room, kicks him in the butt right out the door.
There is one more fraud among you, and I will reveal them before the night is over.
Jackson's men beg him to leave.
I'd rather fight the British again over this witch.
He says, but makes them stay so he can figure out himself who this fraud was.
They all settle into their tents outside the house for the night, with the witch continuing to verbally abuse them, most of which was calling Jackson's wife fat.
No one knows exactly what happened next, but Jackson and his men were spotted the next morning in Springfield on their way back to Nashville. Jackson would never speak of this event, most likely because he was too embarrassed, and with the dirtiest election of all time coming up, he probably didn't want it brought up.
While Jackson would go on to become president, the witch continued to haunt the Bell family until John Bell's sudden death in 1820. After he died, the witch sang out to the family that she had poisoned him. To the townspeople, whom this was all pretty much commonplace, this seemed about right. It remains the only recorded ghost murder.
Today, there's a memorial on the Bell farm, the only one in the United States devoted to a ghost. As for Phil, well, he went on to become known as President Abraham Lincoln.
Nope. Fun fact, originally the famous Blair Witch Project movie was actually created around the Bell Witch.